In this video, we're going to take a look at the background to a few Irish place names. If you've watched any of my previous videos on place names, you'll know that very often they are filled with connections to Irish history, heritage and folklore. So let's get started. So our first place name here is Castle Martyr. Its proper name is Cashlawn na Martyr. This is a village in East Cork, and it is a place I know well because it's on the main road between Waterford and Cork. I've often driven through it. Its meaning is the following: Castle of the Relics. So Cashlawn means castle, and then na Martyr then is of the relics, as in people who have died. Rumour has it that this village contained a castle that was set alight as it was taken over by an English garrison in the late 1500s. It's said that many people died trying to flee the burning castle at that time. Next we have Rossmock, which is a village in County Galway. Rossmock. It literally means headland of the pigs. Now, it's probably more in relation to wild pigs or wild boar that would have roamed here in years gone past. Rossmock. Ross can mean a headland, but it could also mean a wooded height as well. So that's what Rossmock means, the headland of the pigs. Next we have a place in Donegal called Guidor. In Irish it's Guidor, and it's become anglicised then over time into Guidor. It literally means the inlet of the water because it's very close to a lake called Loch na Cong. So usually you'd associate that with wind. It's the Irish word for wind. But in this case, it means inlet, and dower is in relation to water or the river, or it could be in reference to rain as well. Indeed, dower is an old Irish name for a river. The more modern name for river is Owen. This reminded me of the Irish word for hippopotamus, which is daoirach. Daoirach. So again, if we divide that in two, you'll see dower, the first part of it, is to do with wet or water in general. And then ach at the end is an old Irish word for a horse. This word has been particularly used when telling stories about Irish folklore. For example, the horses that Fionn McCool and his legendary band of warriors, known as the Fianna, would have ridden. And if you've watched any nature programs, you'll know that hippos, they love the wet, they love the river, and they're also very territorial, so they can be very aggressive. So this word, daoirach, is quite suitable for a hippopotamus because it literally means the war horse of the water. Next we have the town of Tolo in County Carlow. This comes from the Irish word tullach, which means a hill or a mound. And as someone who has been in Tolo a few times, it is certainly a town on a hill. I can remember a big hill there in the centre of town when I was there not so long ago. So tullach, that's the Irish word for a hill or a hillock or a mound, and that's where Tolo gets its name from. Similarly, Tullamore in County Offaly comes from the Irish words tullach and more. So tullach, as we've just said, is a hill or a mound, and then more is big. So Tullamore basically means the big hill. Next we have the Sligo village of Iski. Iski. This comes from the Irish word Iskig, which means an abundance of fish. This is in reference to the river Iski, which runs through the village of Iski, and in times gone by, and maybe to this day, I'm not really sure, it had, or still has hopefully, an abundance of fish. Iski. Don't forget to let me know in the comments section some of your favourite Irish place names, and who knows, I might get round to doing a video on them at some point in the future. I just want to say quickly a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Gurv Mil Magat. Your support is so helpful. It keeps the channel going both for you and for those following you. So I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Slán tamó.